This video is going to talk about half-size beams. So you have a beam here, and this is a regular size Technic beam, and these are actually half size. It would take, of course, two colors. It would take two of these to equal one size. So put this guy right here. So we talked in our Technic beam video, studdless beam, on how their numbers are mainly odd numbers. So this is a 13, this is a 15, and we do have a few even numbers. We have our 2 and our 2 with the cross lift arm. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes in our half size, and we have 6, a 5, another 5. This one has 2 cross holes on the end, cross axle on the end here, which is 5 as well. We have 4 with 2 cross axle parts on it, and here, this one's really cool. You have 4 with 2 cross axles, but this one is actually lifted to the size of a regular beam, which allows everything to come over. You don't have to have any spacing in between. So if you wanted to move and not have to adjust it with a half bushing, which you could do, you could line these guys up, put it there, and you had the exact same thing. And you could do that with the 3 as well. But they made it all in one piece, which they did a lot of really great things with this piece. You can allow it to be a cranker as well, to crank elements, and actually use it as a cam to put. Okay, why talk about it when I could just show you? Colors. Try to get some opposing colors so you can see what's going on. So you have so I can line this up well, you have a item here, and it turns, and it lifts that item up and go back down. You can use it for a smaller leverage height as well. Okay, let's get back to it. So 4, a 0.5 or half Technic beam. You have 3 with 2 cross axles, 2 cross axles, and then you have your half bushing, which comes in gray, yellow. I think I have a white one as well. This will be, again, a spacer or a stopper. This is the friction element. Yes, I know. Friction element there that will keep things from falling off instead of just being pushed. So you can use this as a spacer to stop things. And these come in click it as well, which got rid of the wrong piece. And here's another beam over here, half beam. These little bitty, see if I can get that. See these little grooves right here. Grooves right here. Those grooves actually work with other grooves, and you can mesh those together here and make this a rigid element. To keep that together, you would just need a half size, or a peg. You can use this one here. Just locks everything up, keeps everything nice and secure, so forth and so on. Okay, where these were used with these click-it pieces, you could have a bushing that had a click-it part at the bottom, and you use these for steering. So the rack steering, when you would turn, it would move things around, and the rack would sit on top for linear. So you put a gear on top of there, mostly a worm gear. You can use a worm gear on top, or you can use a spur gear to slide this back and forth. You can use it as a piston, so where it can go back and forth when it rotates around and goes back. You can line these up, you can connect them, put a Lego system brick across here and then line these all the way up. You can have it as a force to push things through. Smaller steering, medium, so that's a 7, a 9, and an 11. And I haven't located, I have a smaller one as well, which is a 3 for really small. And they made these in some of the older steering car sets. And now they're just a steering piece, which I don't have on hand, sadly. I'll show it later on the video. So this would rack on top of those. You also have these half size or 0.5 beams, which have a support piece at the top. And you have a 90-degree angle here. You have a 90-degree angle here. This one's going to be longer, maybe a 3x5, which is the same as the 3x5 angle because it doesn't have the width. It's not as strong, and they added this curvature part, which looks strange, looks like it may be in a way, but it actually made a lot of cars look really cool when you added a few of these thicknesses in the front. It made the car and the aerodynamics work better and look better. You can put a minifigure right on top of there and it looks really, really cool, like a window. So this is a great piece. And then you have your angular piece here. These would have a cross-axle elements in the back part, which allow you to do angle. The yellow piece comes in handy now. Allow you to do angled parts there, here, and you can do this in some geometry classes, or you can use it as a double cam. I kind of talked about that earlier. You know, one rotation will hold the item open, longer, or closed. There's a lot of physics you can do with this and science you can do with those elements. You can match those up top, having them opposite way, and it's still just equal one beam. And you have your closed-in angle piece here. And you would say, why would they make both of those? This one to me is older, this one's newer. I have to look at the numbers, do some research on that. But again, this is really cool because you can do a open, you have this over, it would rotate, and then close it down, and then open, and then smoothly open that. So you can do a really cool rocker arm with this part. And you have these T-shaped here, which would not equal, but would coincide with the T-angled as well. And then you would have, of course, the axle elements on the outside here, which will allow you to support this, have a vertical and a horizontal, to allow you to do some building, then add elements on top of that. And then you have your triangle part right here, which is really cool. You can do a lot of great propellers with that for helicopters, airplanes, and transfer some really cool energy with that. You put a few of these here, and you have a great propeller or a great helicopter, or some kind of bumpy wheel creation, maybe something that's can do some grip and running through, like if you're doing maybe a first Lego League or a test and you're trying to get through a pile of items, you can have this where the point of contact would vary according to going over different elements and dig in really deep and not a soft item. So it could actually get in and not just spin, but actually move things out of the way, or a conveyor belt where things are coming through, and then when it hits it, you can code your boost or your spike prime into when the elements moved, or even your Mindstorm, when the elements moved, then it will allow it to count or add another additional. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this half size beam and these other elements of beams as well. Looking to see if I missed something. So that's basically just doing an introductory to these really cool pieces. You get different color, and I try to do some different colors so you can see them on the background over here as well. But you can do some art. I always like to talk about the art element. You can do art element in mixing color and making creations to do really cool items. I've seen a few flags made out of these, and you can angle elements different ways. And if you have some of these with the click it connection, you can turn things at other angles as well. We do have angled elements that do that, but these are really cool if you have some of the older ones in there to do that. Just lock it in. And you have bushings that have the click it part on there. Again, I didn't bring one of those out. But a lot of cool elements you can add together, and we're just adding into our inventory of things we're going to talk about, opening up different opportunities to see, you know, what's out there in the Lego Technic currently, because they're always creating other things. They're listening to the AFOLs and really going, I would like to see you use that. And they do, and a lot of great creations come out. The Porsche, the Bugatti, the Lamborghini now, and other elements that are coming out using smaller pieces, which allow you to have more definition to your build, a lot of art, the sleekness of the vehicle creation, model, machine to come together. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you like these different shapes. There are a lot of different angle pieces out there. Like this could be considered a curved beam, but it has the gears in there, so it's considered a curved rack like this. So it's considered more of a gear, but you can add this in and make it a curved beam as well and do a lot of great things. 4 of these will make a circle. This is technically a point to here would be a 90-degree angle piece, but in curved area, or you can build one also. So there's a lot of different beams you can use. Again, we talked about full-size beams in the frames. So stay tuned for more angled and how you can add these together and start really making some really cool creations. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do subscribe, look for more of our video, and we'll see you next time. Mr. Michael, over and out.